The stars over Outpost Sigma flickered. The sky, usually calm, cracked open with a sharp burst of white light. Alarms rang through the colony. People ran outside, looking up. Something huge was coming through. A ship appeared, smooth and glowing, shaped like no other human design. It hovered silently above the ground, pulsing with soft blue light. Then a symbol flashed across its hull, faded but still recognizable. Human, someone whispered. It's the human ship. 10 years ago, it had vanished during a deep space mission. Everyone thought it was gone forever. The ship lowered gently to the landing field. The air shimmered around it. Then a hatch opened with a slow hiss, and a figure stepped out. Commander William Carter. He looked the same but different. His uniform was old, torn and patched with strange material that shimmered faintly. His eyes glowed with a pale silver light. He moved calmly, with steady steps, like he carried no fear. People gasped. Some stepped forward, others backed away. Carter looked at the crowd. "I am William Carter," he said, voice calm and deep. "I have returned, and we don't have much time." A child pointed. "Is he a robot?" "No," Carter said. "But I'm not who I used to be." Governor Elira Ward of Outpost Sigma stepped forward. "We thought you were dead." "I was almost," Carter replied. "The mission failed. We were pulled into a region beyond mapped space. The ship Human was changed. We were changed." "What happened out there?" she asked. Carter looked to the sky. "We found something ancient, something dangerous. It's coming here." "What is it?" He looked at her, serious. "Zarian, the galaxy's destroyer." Gasps spread through the crowd. "I came to warn you. Zarian devours star systems. It consumed the race that changed us. It will not stop." Elira frowned. "Why should we trust you? You come back with strange technology and strange words." Carter didn't flinch. "You don't have to trust me. But you need to prepare." Suddenly the ship Human pulsed again, and a projection appeared beside it, showing a map of the galaxy. Star systems were vanishing, one by one. A dark cloud was spreading from the edge of the map, slowly moving toward the center, toward Earth's remains. People stared in silence. Elira turned to her guards. "Take Carter to the capital. We need answers." Carter raised his hands. "I'll go willingly. But know this, your time is short. If we don't unite now, there won't be a galaxy left to defend." The guards hesitated, then nodded. Carter walked with them toward a waiting transport, leaving the glowing ship behind. The people of Outpost Sigma watched in silence. For 10 years they had waited for hope. Now hope had returned, wearing the face of a man they weren't sure was still human. The capital of the Broken Alliance was not a city. It was a bunker deep beneath the surface of the moon Yalara. Long ago it had been built to protect leaders from war. Now it was all that remained of the old Earth Council, scarred, cold, and filled with fear. Commander William Carter sat in the middle of the war room. Around him 12 council members watched in silence. Some were curious, others nervous. A few looked ready to shoot him. Councillor Dren, an older man with sharp eyes, spoke first. "You say you're Carter. Prove it." Carter nodded. "Security code, Omega 497. Clearance, level black. Last login, mission Exodus. Ship status, lost beyond Orion Gate." Silence. Dren checked his console. The code was real. "But you're not the same," said Councillor Merrywin. "You don't breathe like a man. You don't blink. You've been changed." Carter didn't deny it. "Human and I were caught in an energy field near the Andromeda Void. The ship was taken into a higher dimensional space. Time moved differently. I don't know how long we were inside. To you, it's 10 years. To me, much more." "What happened to the crew?" someone asked. "They didn't survive the transformation," Carter said quietly. "I was the only one who adapted. The ship fused with something, an intelligence far beyond us. It repaired me, upgraded me. I became its guide." Counselor Wen's voice hardened. So you're a machine. I'm still me, Carter said. But I've learned things, seen things no human has seen. And now something worse is coming. Zarion is not just an enemy. It's a force. A devourer of stars. It destroyed the beings who changed me. The council chamber went quiet. Carter stepped forward. I came back to warn you. To help you prepare. But we must act now. Counselor Dren stood. Or we hand over control to a half-human ghost with alien upgrades and a glowing ship. Carter didn't flinch. You don't have to hand over anything. But if you sit and argue, Zarion will wipe us all out, one system at a time. A young technician burst into the room. Counselors, we've received a distress signal from Colony Sarah V. Everyone turned. It's gone. The colony, the whole system, just dark now. A low hum filled the room. Carter's ship, orbiting above the moon, had activated. A projection appeared. Another map, a dark zone, once small, had grown larger. 5 stars blinked out like dying candles. Carter looked around. You see now. Counselor Wen clenched her fists. What do you want us to do? Let me help. Let me speak to your commanders. We must combine what's left of our fleets, upgrade what we can, prepare for a final stand. And if we don't, Carter looked at the blinking map, then your stars will go out next. No one spoke. Counselor Dren finally nodded. One meeting, one chance. If this is a trick, it's not. Carter said, already turning toward the exit. It's a warning. As he left the chamber, whispers followed him. Some called him savior, others, weapon. But all of them knew. Something terrible had returned with him. Darkness stretched across the edge of the galaxy. Where stars once shone, now there was only emptiness. Inside the control deck of Human, Commander Carter stood still, watching the growing blackness on the main screen. The ship's sensors were locked on the last known location of Colony Sarah V. Nothing remained. Not even debris. Behind him, Elara Ward and a group of Alliance officers stared in silence. They had come aboard the ship to see the truth for themselves. This wasn't a war, said Carter. This was consumption. Elara stepped forward. How can anything erase a star system like that? It's not destruction, Carter answered. It's absorption. Zurion consumes energy, matter, even time. Nothing escapes. The ship let out a soft chime. Incoming signal, said the AI voice of Human. Origin deep void. Language fragmented. Translating. The screen flickered. Static, then a sound like a broken chorus. Hundreds of voices speaking at once, overlapping. We, or, Zurion. The room went cold. Your flame is flickering. Resistance is delay. Entropy is peace. The message looped, growing louder, then cut off suddenly. One of the officers backed away. That wasn't a message. That was a mind. Carter nodded slowly. Zurion is not a machine. It is a will. It speaks through the memories of what it has devoured. That voice. Those were the last thoughts of entire civilizations. Elara tried to steady her voice. Is there any way to fight it? Yes, Carter said. But not with what you have now. He turned to a glowing console and placed his hand on it. The ship responded, projecting a new image. A network of upgraded systems, weapons, shields, power cores, all based on alien tech. I've brought back designs, knowledge. We can rebuild, we can resist. But we need time, and unity. Elara looked at the map. The dark zone had spread even more since the last report. We may not have time, she said. Carter stared at the center of the black zone. I faced Zurion once. It nearly killed me. But I survived. And now I know how it thinks. He turned to face them. It is moving toward Sol, the remains of Earth. We must make our stand before it gets there. One of the officers asked, why Earth? It's just ruins now. Because Earth is a symbol, Carter said. To us. And maybe, to Zurion too. It doesn't just want to end life. It wants to end memory. Meaning. The room was silent. Then the ship pulsed again. Another signal. Another system. Arian Prime. Had gone dark. 3 systems in 3 days. Elara looked around the room. We need a war council. Every colony, every fleet. Now, Carter nodded. And this ship will lead the charge. As the officers left, Elara stayed behind. She looked at Carter. You've changed. But I believe you. Carter's voice was quiet. Then we may have a chance. Above them the stars dimmed just a little more. The sky above Argus burned red. The colony was under attack. People screamed as dark shapes rained from the sky, shadows of metal and fire. These were Zarian's drones, fast, silent, and deadly. They tore through defense towers. They cut power. Communication lines went dead. The colony's protective dome cracked. From above the planet Human arrived. Commander William Carter stood on the bridge, eyes fixed on the chaos below. Deploy interceptor drones, he ordered. Activate shield net. We hold the sky. The ship obeyed instantly. From its sides, glowing pods launched downward. They burst into the atmosphere and turned into bright blue interceptors, forming a defensive wall. Energy beams shot across the sky, hitting the black drones midair. But the swarm kept coming. Too many, the tactical officer muttered. Carter turned to the screen. Bring me down. Carter landed near the colony's command center, where defenders were falling back. A young pilot ran to him, helmet off, face covered in soot. She looked no older than 20. You're Carter, she asked, breathing hard. Yes, I'm Lena. I've got 10 fighters left. Rest are gone. We'll make them count, Carter said. He tapped a device on his wrist. A silver suit formed around him, lightweight, alien, glowing at the seams. Lena stared. What are you? Human enough, Carter said. Come on, let's take back the sky. They climbed into a ruined tower. From there they could see the full battlefield. Hundreds of Zarian's drones moved like a dark wave, blackening the sky. But now Carter and Lena's team had an advantage. Human was overhead, sending down upgraded weapons and armor. The battle turned. Lena flew again, weaving between enemy ships, shooting with sharp precision. Carter moved on the ground, faster than any human should be, cutting through the enemy with strange glowing blades. Each time a drone exploded, another took its place, but Carter kept pushing. Lena, collapse the bridge, he shouted through the comm. But there are civilians still. They've been evacuated. Now do it. Lena gritted her teeth and fired. The bridge that connected the colony to the command tower exploded, trapping a large cluster of enemy drones. The tide slowed. The defenders regrouped. By nightfall, the last drone fell from the sky. The battle was over. Smoke rose above Argus, but the people had survived. Carter stood outside the medical tents. His suit was cracked. His face was tired. Lena walked over, wiping blood from her forehead. We held, she said quietly. Carter nodded. You did well. You saved the colony. Carter looked at the wreckage. No, we survived as Arian scouts. The real storm hasn't come yet. Lena's voice softened. You're not just a soldier anymore, are you? No, Carter said. I'm a message. I'm what we must become to survive. She looked at him, uncertain. Can we win? Yes, Carter said. But only if we fight together. Above them, Human hovered quietly, scanning the stars. More colonies would fall. But now, for the first time, hope had a face. The War Council met inside Human. For the first time in years, leaders from all surviving colonies sat at the same table. Holograms flickered around them. Maps, energy charts, battle data. The room was silent. As Commander Carter stepped forward, he pointed to a red star on the map. This is Helios 7. It's a dying sun in a dead system. We'll make our last stand there. A few counselors shifted uncomfortably. One of them, General Rowe, asked, "Why there?" "Because we can use the star's gravity and radiation to trap Sarian. If we lure it into the Helios system, we'll collapse the sun." "You want to destroy a star?" another counselor asked. "Yes," Carter said. "If we time it right, it will drag Zarian's core into the collapse. It will be weakened, maybe destroyed." General Rowe crossed his arms. "That's a gamble." Carter nodded. "It's the only one we have. He turned to Lena, who stood near the console. She and her team will lead the assault from within. I'll guide the human into the core. The rest of you form a defensive ring. Keep Sarion's fleet occupied while we strike. Lena's eyes widened slightly. Into the core? Yes, Carter said. I'll have to merge fully with the ship to finish the plan. It's the only way. She looked at him. You won't come back from that, will you? Carter didn't answer. The room went quiet. Over the next few days, the fleet prepared. Every surviving ship received upgrades. New shields, weapons, energy links. Carter moved among them, helping with repairs, guiding engineers, training pilots. In a quiet moment, Lena found him alone in a hangar, working on his flight suit. You knew from the start this would be a one-way mission, she said. I came back to end it. Carter replied. That's all that matters. She looked at him. You think humanity can survive after this? Yes, he said. But we have to earn it. We have to become more than we were. More than fear. More than war. Lena nodded slowly. Then I'll fly beside you to the end. The final night before departure was quiet. The fleet floated in formation. Hundreds of ships glowing softly in the dark. People said their goodbyes. Some cried. Some prayed. Carter stood on the bridge of human, looking out at the stars. This is what we were meant for, he said to himself. Not conquest, not expansion, but standing together. When it matters most, he opened a comm channel. To all ships he said, tomorrow, we face the end. Not just of our lives, but of our history. Zarion wants to erase everything we are. To not go quietly. We will show the galaxy that humanity remembers. That we fight. That we endure. He paused. And if we fall, let the stars remember us. The fleet lit up in response. Ships blinking lights. Pilots sending short messages of hope. One voice broke through clearly. It was Lena. We're with you, Commander. Until the end. Carter closed his eyes. Tomorrow, they would face Zarion. One last battle. One last chance. Helios 7 filled the sky. A huge red sun, burning slow and unstable, ready to collapse. The human fleet floated just beyond its reach. Hundreds of ships, side by side. Fighters, cruisers, carriers, all patched, upgraded, and armed. Human led them, glowing with alien energy, silent and strong. Commander Carter stood on the bridge. Is the trap ready? He asked. Yes, the AI replied. The star's core is unstable. Once Zarion enters the gravity well, we trigger the collapse. Carter nodded. Signal all ships. Begin. The fleet moved. Darkness fell across space. From the edge of the system, Zarion arrived. It did not look like a ship. It was a shape of shadows and shifting light, surrounded by a swarm of black drones. Its presence made the stars dim. Its voice came through every channel at once. You choose oblivion. The human fleet opened fire. Beams of light shot across space. Missiles flew. Drones clashed. Fighters danced between the explosions. Zarion's swarm fought back, tearing into the outer ships. Some were destroyed in seconds. Others held their ground. Lena led the charge. Her fighter squad flew fast, cutting through the enemy lines. She shouted orders, warning her team, dodging blasts. But the swarm was endless. We won't hold them long, she shouted. Carter's voice came over the comm. Then we finish this now. Inside human, Carter walked to the core chamber. It glowed bright white, pulsing with energy. He removed his gloves, then touched the core with both hands. The ship responded. Energy surged through him. His mind and the ship became one. He saw everything. The fleet, the sun, the enemy, the past, the future. He became the ship. Human is diving into the sun, someone cried out. The ship accelerated, heading straight into the dying star. Zarion followed, sensing the plan. Lena saw it happen. He's doing it. Inside the sun, human reached the collapse point. Carter, now more energy than flesh, spoke one last command. Now the Helios star exploded inward. A bright light swallowed the battlefield. Sarian screamed. Its drones froze mid-air, its body cracked and twisted, trying to escape. But it was too late. The sun collapsed into itself, dragging Sarian into the core. Light bent, space shook. Then, silence. Sarian was gone. So was human. The human fleet drifted in silence. Ships damaged, engines cold, but alive. Lena's fighter, badly hit, limped back toward the nearest cruiser. Her voice was weak. He did it. A voice answered on the open channel. Calm, steady. Carter's voice. I'm still here. In the ship. In the stars. The signal faded, but the memory stayed. Carter was gone. But his final act had saved them all. The battle was over. The remains of the human fleet floated quietly above the collapsed star. Helios 7 was gone, replaced by a dark spinning core, a silent reminder of what had happened. Zarion had vanished. No new drones appeared. No strange signals echoed. The galaxy was quiet for the first time in years. Inside the command deck of the cruiser Valor, Lena sat alone. Her fighter was damaged. Her arm was in a sling. But she was alive. She stared out the window, searching the dark. Commander Carter, she whispered. You did it. There was no reply. Carter had gone with human, deep into the heart of the star. No body, no wreckage, no final signal, just silence. And yet, in that silence, there was peace. The survivors gathered above the ruins of Helios 7. The remaining ships held a quiet ceremony. No speeches, no music, just lights blinking in the dark. One for every soul lost. Lena spoke into the fleet channel. We survived because we stood together. Because one man gave everything. He became something more to save us. She paused. But this isn't the end. It's the beginning. She turned on a final transmission. One she had recorded before the battle in case they didn't make it. Carter's voice filled every ship. If you hear this, we won. Zarion is gone. I am no longer what I was. I am not flesh, or command, or name. I am part of what saved you, part of what you must become. His voice grew softer. Remember who you are, what you can be. Do not waste what was given. Then silence. Months passed. The colonies united. Not under one ruler, but under one mission: rebuild, remember, and grow stronger. New ships were made, designed from Carter's upgrades. They named the new fleet, the Legacy. At its heart they placed a beacon where human was last seen. A voice recorded on a loop: we are still here. Lena became one of the leaders of the new galaxy. She never forgot the commander who returned from the edge of space, no longer fully human, but never more human in spirit. And every year, on the day of the Helios collapse, the stars lit up across the galaxy in silent tribute. A message that echoed through time. We endured. We evolved. We remembered.